Morning, everybody. I'm going to give it a little bit of time so people can jump on. Hey, everybody. Just waiting for a few more people to jump on, and then we will get started. I can't actually see much. This is my first time using YouTube, so can't actually see too much on it. Hey, everybody. Just waiting for a few more people, and then we will get started on everything. I can't see names or anything, so if you have time, if you got any questions that you want me to address, feel free, jump on the chat, just write whatever questions you want to have. The topic today is renters to homeowners. The goal is to get people from going from renters to homeownership. I will be mindful of everyone's time, so I will give it probably 2 or 3 more minutes, then we will jump right into it. Again, the topic today is going to be from renters to homeowners. It's going to be a overall view of diving into homeownership from being a renter. So yeah, just give it a couple more minutes, and if you would like, the chat is open. If you have anything that you want me to address or answer, jump on the chat, and then I'll be happy to answer. Because I can't see names or anything while I'm on YouTube. It's still new to me. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll get started, and I will also inform everyone that it will be saved to my page. So feel free to like, how do you say, it? Like, subscribe, and comment, and then I will. I promise I'll get back to you. I'll read every comment and I'll answer whatever questions that anyone has, and I also will post this to my social media just so that people can also um, hopefully gain knowledge from what we're going to go over. So today we are going to go over renters to homeowners. So bit of real estate, I've noticed that a lot of people don't actually know, a lot of renters don't actually know their potential of actually buying a property. So buying a property, whether it's investing or honestly buying a property so that they can live in it. So I'm going to go over it won't be too thorough. We'll be on the we'll keep it kind of open to our topics. So it won't be a too thorough discussion on it, but I will go over being a renter versus being a homeowner and how you can transition from being a homeowner instead of being a renter and all of the benefits that come with being a homeowner. We'll go over quite a few things. So bear with me one moment and I will get our presentation going. That doesn't look good. All right, so 1 second. All right, so renters to homeowners. I kind of jumped on it a little bit already. Our goal today is to let people know that they have the potential, they have the option, they have the choice of transitioning from being a renter to being a homeowner. Me personally, I growing up really didn't know too much about home ownership. Like in different communities, it's taught to some and it's not really taught to everyone. So I'm here to explain that to everyone that if you believe that you're stuck being a renter, that's not the case. You have the option and the opportunity of becoming a homeowner. Let's continue a little bit. Introduction. That is my face. Introduction. My name is again Richard Warner. I have over 5 years experience in real estate. I'm actually pushing 7 years now. I am a broker and the owner of My Three Birds Realty. Me and my wife started our brokerage last year, and we honestly love it so far. Being able to help clients find the property, help clients list properties, help investors find the right properties for them. It's it's what we believe that we've been called to do, and being able to just even assist people. So many times where I was just able to assist people with some of the real estate knowledge that I have in my almost 7 years of real estate in North Five on there. So let's continue on. All right, so the starting point. I got some notes on the side too. So yeah, if I'm looking off, that's kind of because I'm glancing at my notes. So everyone has their own starting point when it comes to buying a property, especially as renters. Because if you can't look at another person's starting point because we all have different financial obligations, different financial circumstances, and um, honestly, just different homes, different values. So don't look at another person's starting point because another person can start with more than you and they can also start with less than you. So I know a lot of people, they are in situations where their credit isn't up to par just yet, or situations where they don't have anything in their savings, or they're not really good at budgeting. I'm here to just tell you that in all of those situations, you are still able to purchase a home just with a little bit of planning, a little bit of guidance, and just not even correcting, just figuring out how you can use that to benefit you for your journey into homeownership. So, some of the topics that we're going to go over today is understanding the benefits of homeownership, mortgage loans, down payments, and credit, building your plan, and then also building your team. So I did not include a lot of topics because I want to keep it open. I want to be able to answer questions at the end if you write any of them in the chat. Right now, I'm working off of one screen and it's just my laptop, so I can't actually see what everyone else is seeing. I can only see the presentation. So if I hit stop sharing, that's just so I can see if there's any comments on it. So let's go ahead and get started, jump into it. And you see everything that I see. So, some of the benefits of home ownership. So, one of the biggest benefits of home ownership is, the U.S. are taxes. Um, Tax time. Some people are excited. Some people are like, "Hey, I got to pay some taxes at the beginning of this year." So you get tax benefits. So you get some tax breaks with home ownerships, especially in Missouri. We can get taxes for having we can get tax breaks for having solar panels, and we can also get tax breaks for mainly just having a energy efficient home. So if you have an energy efficient water furnace, energy efficient furnace, or AC unit, you can actually get tax breaks for those um, those upgrades that you put on your house. Potential appreciation. Notice that I put the word potential in there. So buying a property, going from a renter to a homeowner, if you buy a property in a neighborhood, up and coming developing neighborhood, say you buy a property for $100,000, um, say you buy a property for $100,000 this year. 10 years later, you look and see how much your value of your property is, and you see that it tripled. Honestly, that happened a few years ago with during COVID time frames when the housing market was skyrocketing. A lot of people were purchasing houses. Well, a lot of people were selling houses that they paid probably $100,000, and they were selling them for upwards of $200,000, $300,000. So making a large profit off of off of that property that they purchased 10 or so years ago. But notice that it says potential because unfortunately it can also be the opposite. Your property value can depreciate as well. So you gotta figure out what property you want to live in, and honestly, just make sure that that's a community that you want to stay in, or make sure that that's the location that you want to be in. One other benefit of owning a home over renting a home is you can personalize and you also control the home. So a funny thing is like the picture that I have on this, it's the one white house and then there's two brown houses on the side. So when you own your property, it's your property. That's not including HOAs. HOA is a different topic. Well, you own and you pretty much manage everything that goes on in your household in in regards to the household. Whereas renting, you will have to ask for permission to paint walls, where you're supposed to ask for permission to paint walls, to get new appliances. And honestly, in those situations, as a renter, you're honestly just upgrading another person's property. If you keep adding on to a rental property, you're kind of just upgrading another person's property for whenever you move out, they'll still have a lot of the updates and upgrades that you put inside the house. Um, Whereas when you are the homeowner, anything that you put inside the house, any upgrades, updates that you do on the property, they are for you to enjoy, or they are for you to, they're for your investment, as for your benefit. Last thing we kind of just spoke on it also investment. So anything that uh, a home purchase is a long term investment. So anything that you put inside the house, you upgrade your appliances, you upgrade the yard, you add a giant deck to the property. That's a investment for your benefit while you're living there. And then also, if you plan on moving in a certain amount of time, you can also reap the benefits of adding on to that investment because a lot of times people can add rooms to properties. So a three-bedroom can become a three-bedroom, one bath can become a four-bedroom, two bath. That extra bedroom and also that extra bathroom add on to your investment. So you bought it for 100,000, and because of those, you're in a different category on house now. Instead of a three-bed, one bath, you're a four-bed, two bath, and those additional rooms add value to your property. Uh, 1 second. Let me stop sharing for a moment to see if I have any questions that I can jump on. Let's see. See all the things I have up. Homes are customizable, correct? All right, so let's jump back on to our sharing the screen. All right, so benefits of home ownership. So we just went through that. All right, so now I'm getting to the good stuff and the confusing stuff about buying a property, the and all of the stuff that a lot of times can scare people from stepping out and buying property and honestly in today's market. So we're going to touch on mortgage loans, down payments, and credit. So mortgage, what's a mortgage loan? A mortgage loan is how much the bank or your lender is going to approve you for and how much you have to pay off to fully own your property. So when you get a mortgage, if the property is yours, you're fully responsible for the property, but the your house is collateral for if you don't pay off that loan or if you don't pay off that mortgage. So many times, three common types of loans. There are more than three types of loans, but the three most common type of loans are FHA loans. Those are government-backed loans. There are conventional loans, and then there are VA loans or veteran affair loans. Um, and each type of loan, we're going to dig into them a little bit more, but each type of loans has its perks and not so, and also has its not so great aspects to them. But we'll jump on those in a second. So, whenever you are, I'm kind of going to walk you through the process of purchasing a house. So, you decide that you don't want to be a renter anymore. So, first thing you want to do is start looking up types of loans you think will work for you. So, the first type of loan that most people go to is the FHA loan. So, that's the first time home buyers loan. And in all three loans, you want to make sure that you get your pre-approval. Your pre-approval is it's how much house you can afford. So when husband and wife they combine their incomes, a lot of times they can be approved for more money. So a husband and wife together, they're approved for say $250,000 loan, but a husband just by himself is approved for $125,000 loan. So the pre-approval is what you need to actually. This is a side note, but before you go out with your real estate agent, you'll need to show them your pre-approvals just so that they can know the price range of the homes that you are going to be searching for. So the pre-approval gives you that number. You're pre-approved for uh, $200,000 loan. So when you go out into the market looking for properties, you want to stay in that $200,000 mark. Uh, so what? So you talk to your lender, and he says that your loan payment is going to be $1,000 a month. So what is in that $1,000 a month mortgage payment? So what's inside that payment is your principal. That's how much you're actually paying toward the house. So that's how much you're paying toward the actual loan or the mortgage that you put on the house. Your interest. That's how much you are paying toward the. That's how much you're paying the bank or your lender. So that's how much they're getting. Um, that's how much they're getting paid. And then we all know with insurance, if you are a on a 30-year loan, that at the interest is going to be stacked at the beginning of the loan, and then when you get toward the end of the loan, that's when you're going to see more come off of your principal. So first we have your principal, how much you're paying toward the actual loan, interest, how much you are actually paying toward the, or how much you're paying the loan off or the lender or the bank, taxes. Missouri, we pay taxes on everything, unfortunately. So so houses are the same. So whenever you buy a property, your home tax, your house tax is going to be on your mortgage payments as well. That's the way that that's for That's so you don't have to pay it at the end of the year, because your personal property tax on your house is a little bit more. It's kind of expensive, so they break it down in those 12 months, so you can pay that with your mortgage payment instead of just paying it once a year. For as when you own your property, you just have to pay that tax before the end of the year. And then the last one we have is insurance. So insurance, just like car insurance or renter's insurance, you also have to pay homeowners insurance. That's insurance to cover you if anyone falls or anything happens to your property. You want to be covered by insurance. So principal, interest, taxes. I'm sorry, principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. Those are the four things that make up your most mortgages. But there is also, I don't have it listed on here on this, but if you do a FHA loan, you will also get a PMI. That's private mortgage insurance. That's pretty much that they make you pay. That's pretty much the government backing their loan, because you're using the government backed loan, they want you to pay insurance on that government backed loan. So just in case you default, the government kind of looks out for themselves. So they want to make sure that they are covered if a person defaults on their loan. All right, so you get your mortgage. You They say that you are approved for $200,000, but then you see something um, on your pre-approval that shows how much you actually have to pay for your down payment. So a down payment is with the FHA, it's usually 3.5%. It can also go up to 10% based on your credit. A conventional loan, a down payment is usually 20%. And it's 20% kind of because it's you going directly to the bank. Your loan isn't going to be backed by the government. And then it's also not going to have that private mortgage insurance as well. So it's pretty much just a loan with you and the bank. And then there is your Veterans Affairs loans, most commonly known as your VA loans. With that, it's zero down. So it's awesome. It's zero down, but you also have to be a veteran. So that's you have to be a part of the or be affiliated with the U.S. military. The last thing that we'll go over on this slide is credit. So credit is honestly, I speak with a lot of people that have the credit issues that are wanting to buy properties, and honestly, credit isn't a downfall, because once you start building your credit, you will see that not even just with mortgage loans, you will see that loans, credit cards, everything becomes more easier to get. And then also when you start building your credit, you start gaining more knowledge about credit and credit history. With FHA loans, they can approve up to 580. So 580 and up, you can be approved for a FHA loan. But it like with all of these, they are lender approved. So you have to find that lender that will approve you for a 580. And most times, even with FHA loans, a lot of lenders require at least a 620. But if you find that one lender that'll approve you for 580, you still want to make sure that your finances are in order, because you don't want to have a lot of collections. Because even though you hit the minimum credit threshold, they're still going to dive into they're going to look into your bank accounts, they're going to look into your credit history, and then also your debt to income ratio. So debt to income ratio is when how much debt you have compared to how much money you're making. So if you're making more, if you have more debt than what you're making, the odds are a bank will have to work harder on getting you approved, or they may just deny you on they just may deny you for the loan. So that's FHA loans. Conventional loans, most of the times you are right around the 620 mark. Also, still, you have is based on the lender's approval. I know some lenders that require a 700 credit score for a conventional loan, even for FHA sometimes. So with the VA loans, it has to be at least 580 or higher. They can be more lenient toward VA loans because of that zero down. But in all cases, the lenders they're going to do their best and work very hard to make sure that you are able to afford the house, because no one wants to be what is called house broke or house poor. You buy a property and then you paying all your money into paying off that house that you don't actually have money or the necessities to live. So you want to make sure that you are, um, make sure your credit is in order. You want to make sure that you are being responsible on building your budget. All right, so give me 1 second. Let me look back to see if there's any comments or questions. Good question, Robin. Robin asks, will my payment amount change at the end of the loan, or does it fluctuate based on taxes? So that is actually correct in regards to the changing based on taxes. So your your payment amount, it will be set. So in most cases, when you do FHA loans, it's a amortized loan, so it will be the same amount the entire process of your loan. But the only things that may change is your insurance and also your taxes, because the insurance and taxes are based on, in St. Louis, we have a lot of municipalities. So it'll be based on your municipality taxes or your St. Louis taxes, and then also insurance rates. So each year, insurance goes, I don't want to say up, but insurance can change each year. So based on that, when you renew your insurance, you pretty much just have to send all that information over to your lender, and then they will update your mortgage amount. But your your loan amount or technically your payments won't change. It's just those additional costs or those additional things that'll change, the things that may fluctuate. Hopefully that answers your question, Robin. All right, so share my screen again and let's continue on. All right, so now I'm kind of going to talk about the process of purchase of property, transitioning from being a renter into being a homeowner. And it all starts with building your plan. So building your plan pretty much sets you up on the right path. You want to make sure you leave room for mistakes, because no one's perfect. So we want to make sure that we leave room for mistakes and be able to counter those mistakes by, okay, I messed up right here. Let me continue on and build on that mistake. I know a lot of times when people are building their credit back up, we make mistakes because we don't know the right way to go. So it's kind of learn and then continue on, learn, fix the mistake, then continue on. So building your plan. Let's start with starting a budget. So a lot of times when people are looking to purchase a property, they're like, oh, I can't afford a down payment, I can't afford this, I can't afford a mortgage. But nowadays, when we look at how much rent is, a lot of times rent is more expensive than an actual mortgage payment. Yes, mortgage payment comes with other responsibilities, but it's still the difference of owning versus that renting the property. So when you're building that budget, um, take account, well, look into how much you're paying for rent, see how much you can afford on your mortgage, and then see if you can live. If you know that, if you speak with a lender and you find out that the mortgage for a at the time the mortgage for a $150,000 house is $1,100, and you're paying $800 right now in rent. See if you can save that additional $300 and don't live off of that $300. Add that $300 to a savings account and see if you can live by paying that. That's pretty much paying that 1,100. See if you can live off paying $1,100 toward the rent and pretty much your savings account, and then that can help you figure out how you want to budget your income, because I don't want anyone to be, again, I don't want anyone to be house broke or living. I don't want anyone to be on their means or just living just to pay their house. I want people to actually live on vacations and not just pay everything toward a mortgage. So your realtor and your lender, they know a lot of stuff about the market, but the best thing to do, in my opinion, is learn about the market on your own. Yeah, that's what we get paid to do, but still, it's still good to learn about the market on your own. Like today, market rates are extremely high. I believe they are around 8 or 7%. But what does a lot of people say? Why would I buy a house in this type of market? But the market hasn't been like this in years. But the only issue is we don't know how the market changes. A few years ago, it was at record lows, and then now we are at record highs. So we never know when that market is going to flip. So I would say you don't want to miss out on your dream home or that dream property just because interest rates are high. Because there are, well, we can talk about it at another time, but there are different options after you purchase your home on refinancing when the market drops down, when the market drops again. You can refinance at that point. And then also, when you refinance, you can get rid of that private mortgage insurance as well that FHA requires. Um, Another building plan, another plan for building, another topic for building your plan is finding the right location. St. Louis, we have a lot of different municipalities, and then we also have our city, and then we also have over Illinois, and then we also have our sister of St. Charles and O'Fallon. So we have a lot of different areas, but we all don't want to live in each additional area for whatever reasons. So I would just say find that perfect location for you, figure out how much the properties cost in that location, or even figure out how much you want to pay for a property, and then find the locations that fit your budget, and then see if you can view the properties. After finding the location, honestly, your realtor, hopefully me, will be able to find. We will be able to find that perfect property for you. It's pretty much building a team. Your lender, your realtor, will be hopefully we're all on one accord so that we can all find you the property, write the contract, and get everything in order so that you can have the best situation on finding and purchasing your property. And then the last thing on building your plan is you want to make sure you do everything within a reasonable time frame. So don't uh, you have poor credit, you have a lot of debt on your credit that you have to pay off. Drastic explanation: you have $100,000 in debt, um, and you're ready to buy a house, and your credit's bad. So you can't just jump in and like, you know what, I'm gonna buy a house in a month, and then you go out and just do a whole bunch of applications to see, just throwing in the air, do a whole bunch of applications to see where you will be approved. That's not that's not a good approach to have. Like, don't just do an application and then just hope that you get approved. I want to make sure that you are ready to be approved when you apply for that first application. So I want to make sure that you are in good standing before you apply for that first mortgage loan application, so that we will be able to set up. I'm perfectly fine with helping build a budget also, but we'll be able to find a reasonable time frame. So if you have a lot of debt and everything, we can work together, start a budget plan. I can show you how to research the market. I can show you different locations that you're interested in, and then we can also find that reasonable time frame as to when we can get everything going. Because um, once you get approved for that mortgage, your pre-approval usually lasts for about 90 days. So 90 days will have to, depending on each individual, but most individuals, when you are looking for a property, you have 90 days from that pre-approval to find a property. We'll write a contract, and the contract usually takes about 30 days, and then we'll get that approved through the lender, and then we hit closing, and then you are a homeowner. So give me 1 second. Let me jump in and see if we have any more questions. How do you know for sure you are ready to buy a home? So, in personal opinion, in my mind, I always thought, hey, I was fine with being a renter, and then when I started learning about buying a house, that's when I personally knew, like, oh, I can own a home. Oh, my rent can be, or my mortgage can be cheaper than my rent. That's how I knew that I was ready to buy a home, even though my at the time, my finances wasn't up to par just at the time. But eventually, I worked on the plan. I built the plan. Okay, let's save up money. Let's do let's do this. Let's figure out what area we want to go in, and then that's when I found out, hey, it's time for me to buy a home. But in most cases, how do you know who you for sure you're ready to buy a home? So honestly, when you just get the mind of I want to own my property instead of rent. Not even just rent. It's just I want to own a property. I want to build equity. I want to build it on an investment. Um, it's it's for different people. Like whenever you just get that, because honestly, sometimes people feel that renting is better because you don't own it. You can move usually whenever the lease is up or whenever you feel, and you don't have any ties. Especially with people who are planning on leaving the state. So you don't have any ties to that property. So sometimes renting can be better. But when you feel that, okay, I want to plant roots, knowing that you want to plant roots in a certain area, that's another reason why a person can know that they are ready to buy a home. But on a financial aspect, on being ready to find a home, it's when you have your budget together, when you have your credit in order, when you have some finances to back you, and then also when you do the research. When you do the research into buying a property, that's when you know that you are ready to buy a home. Um, Speaking of research and having all this stuff in order, even with I should have spoken on the topic earlier. Even with buying a down payment, there, St. Louis, Missouri, or just Missouri in general, we have a lot of down payment assistance programs. Some that can pay all the way up to $10,000 towards your down payment. So don't be afraid of that down payment. It's 3.5% of whatever your amount, well, how much you approved for is. Let me get my calculator out 1 second. Let's do 3.5% of 100,000. That's $3,500. So $3,500. You can also get down payment assistance by taking a class. So a lot of the times that down payment assistance can cover the majority, if not sometimes all of your down payment. But a lot of times it can become like a second mortgage on a home. We can talk about that another time. But they're all programs that can help you purchase the property. But we all just have to do our part on building the finances and showing that we are ready to buy a property. Again, Robin, hopefully that answers your question. And thank you for joining the live stream today. So jumping back on, I believe we have a few more slides. Okay, so final slide. I believe this is the final one. Yep, building your plan, and then building your team and question and answer. So building your team. So with this real estate journey, buying a property, selling a property, investing in the property, you want to make sure that you have a lender and also a brokerage that works with you. With lenders, you want to make sure that when you call, they'll answer. You have a question, hey, how much will my mortgage be on this amount? They'll be able to tell you. Or if they don't pick up, they're calling you back within a reasonable time frame. So you don't want to deal with lenders that I'll get back to you soon. Oh, give me a moment, then they never respond back to you. I don't want to give you my information if you're not going to respond back to me. And then also another thing is when you're going through the mortgage process, I would always say give them a call first. Even I always recommend people check their banks first and see what mortgage programs that the bank has. And then I also have a few lenders that I recommend. But even the ones that I recommend, I would say give them a call first and see if they are, and see if you mesh with them. See if you are, if that's a person that you will want to work with. You want to make sure that they know their stuff, but you want to see if you are okay with talking to them, because me personally, if I can pick up the phone and talk to someone that's going to be working with some important information of mine on helping finding me a property, I'm about to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on a property. I need to be able to communicate with you. With me, I need to talk to you email, text, and phone call. So you want to make sure your lenders are ready for you, and then you want to make sure that you are finding people that are reputable and that the people that know, especially with lenders, people that know that what they're speaking of or know how to get you approved for your loan. Find the right broker slash realtor. That's me. So with the broker, I had someone tell me a while ago that they didn't know the difference from a broker and a real estate agent or a realtor. Um, a real estate agent is someone that can list properties, sell properties, but they work for a actual brokerage. Um, Keller Williams, those are some big names. Keller Williams with me, my brokerage is my Three Birds Realty, and then so that's a real estate agent. A realtor is pretty much the same as a real estate agent, but they pay to be a part of the National Association of Realtors. So that gives realtors, well, that gives real estate agents a lot more benefits or a lot more perks to make it a little bit easier to do their jobs, find their houses. That gives them access to our MLS system, our multi-listing service, so that we can gain access to the different properties. So that's the reason why real estate agents can get into properties and others can't. And then a broker. A broker is mainly in the person that manages the brokerage. So with my brokerage, it's me and my wife. I'm the broker. I manage the brokerage, and then she's our real estate agent. So we make a good team. Of course, we do. We know each other very well, so we make a good team. And yeah, so that's the difference from a broker, a realtor, and a real estate agent. Just in case anyone was wondering. Also, remember when buying a home, your team is crucial. So I kind of just went over that. So you want to make sure that you have lenders and a broker, hopefully me, that will pick up the call, will pick up the phone when you call, respond to emails, respond to texts, and be ready to handle whatever situations you put them in. I know a lot of times whenever I'm whenever someone has a new job, you always get that employee. Yeah, never 2 days are the same working here. I get that everywhere that I work. Someone I always say that here 2 days, no 2 days are the same. With real estate, we dealing with houses. You see the variety of houses out there, and then you also see the variety of their loans, contracts, and everything. One person may do a VA loan, another may do a FHA loan. So you want to make sure that you have a brokerage and a lender that's ready for whatever type of loans, whatever type of situation that you're in. They will be able to help guide you through that type of situation, whatever situation you're in. My brokerage, mainly we work on building people up. So that's the reason why we do this class, well, this webinar here on renters to homeowners, because a lot of renters don't know that they have the opportunity or potential to actually become a homeowner. It's not too hard, but once the finances are in order, or once you have a plan for your finances, everything else will just fall in line. So at My Three Birds Realty, we prioritize respect for all clients, ensuring a personalized and considerate approach to meet your real estate needs. So, summing everything up, My Three Birds Realty, we're here for you. Whenever you are ready to make that step from being a renter to a homeowner, I am here to help. I enjoy helping. I am an open book, so I will tell you everything that I know about real estate and everything I know about whatever you ask me about. So, again, my name is Richard Warner. I'm the broker owner of My Three Birds Realty. I'm not going to close out. I'm going to look back and see if I have any more questions. Please, though, like us on all forms of social media. I don't have a TikTok yet, but like, comment, and follow us on YouTube, on Facebook, and I believe on Instagram as well. And then leave comments. I want to know what topics I can go over, especially with this renters to homeowners class. So leave comments. I'm still sharing my screen, so this is going to drop off, and then I will be able to see my face. All right, so yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. We will do classes or webinars each Wednesday from 12 to 1, and then also another one for people who are at work. We'll do another one at 6 p.m. on Wednesday. So if you want to learn more information, jump back on. I doubt if these classes will be the same each time. So need more information, feel free to reach out. You can give me a call, text, email. Again, my name is Richard Warner. I am the broker of My Three Birds Realty, and have a good rest of your day. Bye.